Welcome everyone. I've decided to give a short explanation on Cabals, the card game, as you can see here. I've been playing Cabals for a long time now, but well, I'd like today to have more players and to give a short introduction to new players on how to best play the game. Cabals is a card game that is played on a board with tiles. The tiles give certain advantages as being able to deploy creatures from that tile or giving you extra resources. Cabals is played by using 30 card decks, well, or more than 30 cards, but 30 cards is rare. And more than 30 cards is rare. You start your deck by first choosing one of the heroes. Each hero has a color, one of the 6 Cabals currently in the game, and it has a once per game ability you can use. For instance, Availabe is a hero from the Bear Club Brotherhood, indicated by the blue square, and once per turn you can move a target exhausted unit to a nearby empty non-stronghold tile. So you can get a double move with one unit, or move opponent units back. For instance, this one is 1000 is one of the heroes for the Order of Sahir, the yellow triangle Cabal, and he can once per game steal the opponent's resources and draw a card. So there are 6 Cabals divided over 3 factions. There is the Dominion faction created by the yellow and red Cabal. So there are 2 yellow heroes, 2 red heroes, and 1 hero which doesn't have any special ability, but he is part of both the yellow and the red Cabal. I'll get into what this sign means too for the game. There's a blue and green faction with 2 green heroes, 2 blue heroes, and 1 blue-green hero. And the 2 latest Cabals only have 1 hero each. So if I now pick one of these heroes to create my deck with, I now have 1 red loyalty at all times during the game. So if I now have any unit, for instance this Novice, which is basic unit, it has a basic cost of 1 and a loyalty cost of also 1 and a power of 1. So if you pay 1 resource and you have 1 red loyalty, you can play this unit. While for instance the engineer has a basic cost of 3 and 2 red loyalty. So you need to pay either 4 resources if you only have your hero for 1 red loyalty, or you can pay 3 resources if you have your red hero plus any other red unit in the field. So there's a natural curve in what kind of units you can drop, going from 1 loyalty up to 3 loyalty for the Zeppelin or some of the spells. Well, these first cards are all creatures. They may have abilities such as fast attack, striking before the enemy defends, or being able to explode themselves and deal 3 damage to an adjacent unit. And besides heroes, creatures, there are also action cards. For instance, this red card allows you to sacrifice a unit and damage all units adjacent to it, or just destroy target unit, discard a random card from your hand. You kind of get the idea, or deal 1 damage to all units, both your or your opponents. These also have a basic cost and a loyalty cost. The more specific to your Cabal the cards are, the more loyalty cost they tend to have. But now you can't just only play red cards, you can also add in yellow cards, because they are together 1 faction. So you can, for instance, and in this one, which has a basic cost of 3 and a loyalty cost of 2 yellow, but since you don't have a yellow hero, you always need to pay it unless you have other yellow units already starting on the field. So it's possible to use these for surprises because your opponent isn't necessarily expecting them, but you will pay more than just a yellow hero would. The same goes for yellow spells. You can also add them into your deck. But again, if you have no yellow units, you're going to pay a bit more for them. So that's the idea of how to create a deck. Now I will show you a match versus the AI just to explain some of the concepts. It's my turn at the moment. You can see the map, my stronghold, my opponent's stronghold, resource tiles. These give 1 resource. This one gives 2 resources. 1, 1, 1, 1. Yes, I can know that the map isn't completely balanced, but the opponent has more resources at its advantage. I know that the AI isn't quite as brilliant as I am, so it needs a bit of compensation. Because it's just rushing toward my stronghold with a unit that can't capture it. So yeah, it's not that smart. The AI is nice if you just get into it and you're just testing out a bit, but it's not that great for a true challenge. Well, now let me explain the ways how I can win this game. You win by conquering your opponent's stronghold. If you conquer the stronghold, you immediately win. No questions, no nothing, just conquer the stronghold, win. There's another way to win, and that is getting to 60 domination points. You get 1 domination point at the start of your turn for each special tile you own. So your stronghold is 1, each of the resource tiles is 1, and the deployment zone would also be 1. But there are no deployment zones on this field, on this map. You may have noticed that all my units come from my stronghold. That's because, well, there are no deployment zones, so I can only deploy units from my stronghold. Well, this, for instance, is one of Green's better units, the Banshee, for 3 resources. All units in an adjacent tile are destroyed. So if I say activate ability, Green is dead. It cost me 3 resources, but I got plenty of resources now anyway. I get 2, 3, 4, 5 per turn. And these allies, if I exhaust them, so normally a unit gets exhausted while moving, but you can also say activate the ability. That would also grant me 1 resource. Yeah, this one is a small unit which can grow bigger with 2 power once per game for another 3 resources. Yeah, I just keep on boosting my Banshee so that no stray mechanic can do 3 damage and just kill it, because they're not going to kill it in combat because I can just use the ability to kill it. Before they get my Banshee, so they will need some sort of removal spell or some other thing. Yeah, this is what I mean with computer not being that great. Completely ignoring my banshee. And I can just whack a bunch of his units. Let's see what he does now. I just... Oh, he actually kills it. That's, well, a bit surprising, but it's bad that I should be surprised that the computer made a nice move. So yeah, you really want to play this against other people, which you can do online, but yeah. I'm not going online at the moment because I don't have time to slowly explain everything. Then if I go online, because then I need to think about playing the game well instead of... my opponent just used his hero ability once per game. Target units gains fast attack. So he gave his weakest units on the field fast attack, which it makes you laugh a little bit when you see it. For instance, fast attack means that a unit with fast attack deals damage before my unit deals damage. It's not that the attacker deals damage first and then the defender. It's just they all deal damage at the same time, unless they have fast attack, then they hit first. And damage persists over turn, so this unit has 4 power and 1 damage, or at least is at -1 health. As soon as this unit reaches 4 -4, it's just dead. I'll let the computer show it by offering up this unit. He should attack it and kill it. You see, he has fast attack, so he kills it first. As you can see, I'm still a little bit ahead on domination points. Not that much, but well, as long as I'm ahead and we both have 1/2 of the map, I'm perfectly fine with it. Yeah, this is a bit with the computer. He doesn't really understand how good certain cards are if you don't play around them and just go walk up to it and try to beat it. As you may have noticed also, all of my cards are green. In this deck I'm not, well, I only have this one. I'm only playing one blue card at the moment because I like the effect of being able to deal 1 damage to all units, and green doesn't have that effect with it, so I've decided to borrow it from blue because I just want the effect. But because if I have lots of blue creatures early on, I'm paying a lot of loyalty costs, which would slow down my early game, and my early game consists mostly of rushing around on the opponent trying to capture the whole field. Yeah, you see, he has fast attack, but he died, so he did his damage first, but it was not enough to kill me, so I could hit back, and then he died. But this should explain a little bit the first ideas of the game. Also another thing, you can see here how many cards my opponent has in his hand. He just played 1, so now we have 0 cards. I still have plenty of cards. You draw 1 card at the start of your turn just about every TCG. Yeah, I'm about to win because I have 54 domination points and I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every turn, so he has 1 more turn to try and stop me. It's not going to happen, but okay, and now I'm going to win. I hope everyone enjoyed watching the short explanation of how to play the game. This isn't really the way you always should play because, well, Human opponents are a lot harder than the computer to beat, but at least you now should get the idea of moving exhausts your units, and you can use abilities. Some abilities are once per turn, other abilities are once per game. Other abilities are just repeatable. I could use this ability, then I can move, and then I can use the ability again. So for instance, I think, oh, I also haven't really shown any spells. I can just play this spell. And for instance, turn my weak creature into a full power creature. Or removal spells. Target unit is destroyed with my, well, the unit's owner gains back the cost of the unit, which can backfire in a major way if you remove expensive units all the time. Your opponent can just redraw extra units all the time, but it can save you because he does have to walk back again to where the unit was before, or he could be out of cards, so he can't really use his resources. My opponent currently has 23 resources, but no more cards to play. That's why most red decks borrow a few yellow cards, because yellow has more cards that deal with card draw than red has, so it's a logic thing to borrow from them, just like I borrowed this card from blue. No, I hope that explains the game. I'll just show you the victory now. Oh, well, we had a unit. And now I get. I think that explains just about every option from how to start playing the game. So bye, and if you want to see me play some multiplayer matches, there are other videos on my channel at the moment where I'm playing multiplayer matches, so you can just watch those. I hope people subscribe and watch videos if they like it and stuff, whatever people always say that you should do.